You start a new course. You buy a new book. You promise yourself, this time, I'll go to the gym every single day. And then a few days later, it's over. The course sits at 12% complete. The book has a bookmark stuck on page 20 forever. The gym bag is back in the closet. Here's the question that actually matters. Not, why can't you start things? You're great at starting. The real question is, why can't you finish anything? Today, we're going to kill halfway for good. We're not going to talk about motivation, because motivation is a liar. We're going to talk about how to make consistency automatic, even on the days you don't feel like it. If you've ever opened 20 tabs of self-improvement and closed all of them without changing anything, this video is for you. Let's fix it. For real. This time, let's start with the truth nobody wants to hear. In a recent survey of over 500 people, the single most common answer was this. I start things. I just never finish them. Not, I don't know what to do. Not, I don't have goals. They have goals. They start constantly. The problem is the finish line. And when we asked almost 1,000 people in the same audience, what's the one skill you most need to improve? The answer wasn't intelligence, it wasn't money, it wasn't even discipline in the abstract sense. It was one word, consistency. So why does this happen to almost everyone? Because we've all been sold a myth that successful people feel motivated every single day, that they wake up excited to work out, excited to study, excited to grind. That's not true. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions are unreliable. They spike, and then they crash, usually within 3 to 5 days of starting something new. That's exactly when most people quit. Not because the goal was wrong, because they were waiting to feel like it again. Here's the second part of the trap, and it's the part almost nobody talks about. Cheap dopamine. Simply because they trick themselves past the starting line. Rule of thumb. If you don't feel like doing something, don't argue with yourself about the whole task. Just negotiate for 10 minutes. You can quit after that if you really want to. You almost never will. This is where most people sabotage themselves without realizing it. They set goals like, I'm going to completely transform my life this year. Sounds powerful. It's actually a trap, because a goal that big has no clear next action. Your brain doesn't know what to do today, so it does nothing. The fix is micro habits, small, almost embarrassingly easy actions that compound over time. Not read more books, read 2 pages a day. Not get fit, do 5 push-ups after you wake up. Not learn a language, review 5 flashcards before bed. These sound too small to matter. That's exactly why they work. You can do them even on your worst day, tired, busy, unmotivated, which means the streak never breaks. And an unbroken streak is what builds identity. After 30 days of doing just 5 push-ups, you're not someone who's trying to get fit. You're someone who works out daily. The identity shift is the real goal. The push-ups are just the vehicle. Pick 3 tiny habits, not 10. 3. Something so small you'd feel silly saying you couldn't do it. How your first 30 minutes go usually predicts how your entire day goes. If you wake up and immediately grab your phone, you've already handed your brain its first hit of cheap dopamine before you've done anything real. Now everything else in the day has to compete with that same craving. A simple, science-backed morning sequence. No phone for the first 20 to 30 minutes. This alone changes everything, because you're not front-loading your brain with noise before it's even awake. Light movement, stretching, a short walk, a few push-ups. This raises alertness without needing caffeine or a screen. Write or say your one priority for the day, not 5 tasks, one. The single most important thing that, if done, makes the day a win. This is what a lot of students call their academic comeback, the moment they stop reacting to the day and start directing it. You don't need a perfect 5 a.m. routine copied from someone else's life. You need a repeatable 20-minute sequence that puts you in control before the world starts pulling at your attention. Relying on remembering to build a new habit is one of the fastest ways to lose it. Instead, attach your new habit to something you already do every single day without fail: brushing your teeth, making coffee, sitting down at your desk. The formula is simple. After I existing habit, I will new habit. After I pour my morning coffee, I will write my one priority for the day. After I close my laptop at night, I will read 2 pages. You're not trying to remember a new behavior out of thin air. You're borrowing the reliability of a habit that's already automatic and attaching the new one to it like a hook. This removes the need for willpower almost entirely because the trigger is already built into your day. The last piece is simple but often skipped. Make your progress visible. A calendar with an X on every day you show up. A checklist. A habit tracker app. It doesn't matter which tool. What matters is that you can see the chain you're building. Once you have 5, 10, 15 days in a row marked, something shifts psychologically. You stop wanting to do the habit because it's good for you, and you start not wanting to be the person who breaks the streak. That single visual line becomes more motivating than any pep talk. Don't break the chain. That's the whole strategy that lets bring this together. Consistency was never about feeling motivated every day. It's not about being perfect. It's about refusing to stop. The 10-minute rule gets you past the fear of starting. Micro habits make no motivation days impossible to fail. A real morning routine gives your day direction before anything else can steal it. Habit stacking removes the need for memory or willpower. Visible tracking turns your progress into proof you don't want to lose. Consistency isn't being perfect every day. It's simply not stopping. So here's your task right now. Before you close this video, think of one thing in your life that you started and abandoned halfway. A course, a workout plan, a project, a book. Write it in the comments below. And today, do just 10 minutes of it. Not the whole thing, just 10 minutes. That's the entire challenge. If this helped you, subscribe because next time we're going to talk about why overthinking is quietly stealing more of your time than procrastination ever does. See you in the next one.